Hey, what's up, y'all? It's D about to react to this video by Omeezy. It's titled, Cenat opened up about his mental health and got cooked. What? Cooked for what? I saw a short clip of him saying that he's been struggling with his mental for, the past few months, and I felt for him. I'm like, damn, I hope he feels better. Shit gets rough. Life be lifing. So, yeah, I just moved on and left it at that. But the fact that people are cooking him for this, for what? This is why you don't get vulnerable on the internet. People throw shit back in your face and are very weird. Let's hear what people have to say. Let's watch.
Maybe I'm not rich enough to understand why Cenat is struggling with his mental health. Maybe I'm just not in the same echelon as him, and I don't get how a multi-millionaire who get...
Because you're slow, and that's on you to figure out. I don't know why this is such a difficult concept for people to grasp, but money does not equate to happiness. This is why you have millionaires who off themselves, like Robin Williams. You have billionaires who are taking prescription meds and all these drugs to numb the pain that they're experiencing. You have rich kids who off their own parents. We know what we're seeing in the news right now. This is a very common occurrence. I don't know how many more examples people need to understand that having money does not automatically make you happy. And I get people who have been broke their entire lives. This may be a foreign concept for them, but you have to use some type of critical thinking skills and some type of logic. Okay, you can have all the money in the world and buy all the Ferraris and this and that. At some point, that's gonna get old, especially when you've had money for a while. Kai has had money for a minute now. It's gonna get old. You're gonna get used to it. And at the end of the day, if you sad, you sad. It's not gonna magically make your problems disappear. It's not gonna magically make you happier. That's just not how it works. I don't know how many more examples y'all need of this, of seeing celebrities and people who are rich have these issues with their mental health. Like, I don't get what people don't get about that. Even if you became a millionaire tomorrow and you went from broke to rich, that could occupy you for a very short period of time. After you done bought everything, it's like, all right, now what? Wait, I'm still sad. I'm still depressed. Like, that's a very common thing.
Money from his fans off of subscribers who just made $5 million off of mafia.
And people, this is the problem with society. You have so many people who are dead inside to where they think money is everything. They think that money is the answer to all of their prayers and it's the answer to life. It's not. Newsflash. There's more to life than having money. That's not everything. But if you're just soulless, you think that money is everything, and that's nothing else matters. It's above everything. It's above God. It's above everything. That's why you worship it and you're soulless and having that ideology. Money is not everything.
Thon 3 is struggling with mental health. Maybe I just don't understand what the f is going on.
You don't.
Or maybe
Go figure it
this
out.
mother is looking for sympathy for y'all.
What?
He hopped on this app and told us he's been struggling to achieve these goals he wants to achieve. All he wants to do is create and just keep creating. You didn't create that school yet.
Oh my God.
Okay, this nigga's just a hater. That's what it comes down to. He's a hater. He's looking for a reason to criticize Kai. And that's the other thing. It's so crazy. These people will watch you every day, be on your stream all the time, leaving comments, all that, but secretly they are very envious and they look at you like, why they get to have that life? Why they get to have that? Why can't I have something like that? And that's what this is giving.
All this money from
Really
all these
sad.
people, and you didn't even make the school. All y'all up supporting this kid, bro. You have to stop.
What a hater.
Do we need to send the police to his home? Less than 24 hours after I did a video on Cenat's growth and this newfound journey that he is taking on, challenging himself to be better, not only just in the world, but also in his mental state. I've seen so much hate, and I mean so much anti-Cenat content. It's actually kind of troubling, and it's got me questioning what are people's priorities, what are people valuing, and why they do not want to see this young man succeed. If you haven't already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Us
Really
unemployed
sad.
gotta stick together. It'll really go a long way for this channel. Now, Back to the video. After taking about a 2-month hiatus from the streaming game, Kai Cenat resurfaced at this year's streaming awards talking about how his mental health had been impacted and it's something that he's actively working on. He then took to Twitter on his birthday and kind of acknowledged that he's growing, he's becoming an artist, he's separating himself from the internet for a minute just so he can become better and more stable from a mental health perspective. And while there were a plethora of people, trust me, I don't want to kind of take this away from those people that were celebrating him and congratulating him, kind of like we did on this channel. There were a ton of people, and I do mean a ton of people, who gave every reason as to why Kai Cenat's mental health would be in jeopardy. Now, no, he did not give an explicit reason as to why it would be in jeopardy, but guys like the first person that I showed at the beginning of the video who are saying that they now hate him, how they don't wish success for him, are really like holding.
You will never have success with that mentality, just by the way. You can never prosper being a hater like this.
To the fire about certain things that he's already given explanations on, etc., etc. Those could potentially be some of the reasons why his mental health is in the state that it currently is in. Tweets talking about a multimillionaire who works the easiest possible job on earth venting to his peon followers about his mental health as a marketing tactic to sell a new product. This is a perfect microcosm of modern society. It even got to a point where people are taking Kai Cenat's trials and tribulations and making them about themselves. I don't know if you remember, but he got into a situation with rapper Wale where he said he didn't know who Wale was. And apparently Wale took that to heart. So much so that during this time where Kai Cenat has voiced his concerns about his mental health and the trials and tribulations and the growth that he's doing, Wale felt the need to say this on Shannon Sharp's podcast.
I'm 20-year-old. Like, you feel me? Like, that's what they acting like I did. And I'm like, yo, I'm just saying you made me look crazy. Like, I feel like uncomfortable in this room. I was just confused. And then when they said I pressed them, I was like, oh, so that means I gotta leave. Like, I gotta go to my hotel for like a couple days. Like, it was like not that. I was upset for like 5 days in a row. So when he's talking about mental health at the stream awards, I'm like, yes, mental health.
5 days is crazy. This is a perfect example of what I was just talking about. You could be rich. This nigga's rich, okay? And still be struggling mentally. This man is still talking about this. This happened months ago. And for you to admit that this fucked you up for 5 days is crazy. That's crazy. It was not that serious, brother. My goodness.
Now, imagine giving your life to this game and then you go to the awards to just support the culture that you've been a part of for 13 years and then somebody who asks you to play a video, like, ask you, yeah, let's play.
Nah, this is wild. This is wild. And everybody is, entitled to feel however they feel. I'm not trying to invalidate his feelings whatsoever, but this man has talked about this multiple times. And he's like going on a tangent. Like he's not even just answering it and like, okay, let's move on. Let's talk about my album. He just dropped an album. No, this is what he's focusing on. He loves to harbor on negativity. This is not a new concept with him. I reacted to a recent video not too long ago about, when he brought up J. Cole and he was like mad at J. Cole or whatever the case. This man does this all the time. All the time. So it's just excessive. It's like, all right, you're doing a lot, brother. At some point, it's like, all right, you got to get the help that you need. You got to help yourself. You got to go to therapy. You have to do meditation, yoga, whatever the fuck you got to do to get your mental together. Because at a certain point, it's like, all right. This is a lot. Brother, you have to help yourself at some point.
One day, like, because you saw them last year, and then you go online and everybody's like, yo, and the
fact that he's using Kai going through, or struggling with his mental health as like an excuse to be like, oh, see, now you get it. Now you see what I was going through because you didn't recognize me.
Right. He didn't know who he was. That was funny.
This is crazy.
You in a room full of your peers.
Right. I'm just so confused as to how everyone took this as an opportunity to spin up some sort of narratives or lies or make this about themselves in regards to a young man dealing with a lot on his shoulders. I kind of touched on it a little bit in the previous video, but Kai Cenat holds a very heavy burden. And everything that he does is scrutinized to the umpth degree. And this situation is no different. As I scrolled my For You pages today, I saw some of the most outrageous content, specifically the conspiracy theories surrounding why he would come out and make this type of video. Now, what I'm about to show you is probably people who should be wrapped up in straitjackets, but this is the type of stuff that people say about a young man who is dealing with mental health issues.
Nah, I hope they ain't get my boy Kai. And the energy that he giving, it ain't him, y'all. off. Something just off to me. He did just come to the internet and say that he's going through a mental health issue right now. If he going through something mental, I hope that boy get through whatever he need to get through. You know, sometimes it can be brushed off, especially when it comes to men. A lot of us will just keep it in until it's too late. Maybe the big jacket that he got to carry on his back, taking care of his family, taking care of his boys, and anytime his boys get into something, he get the backlash. At the end of the day, still got to do his job and create. Not only that, though, you don't even sound the same. It's like his whole world is off or thrown off. I don't know. It seemed like he just reading from a script. Pull through and get better, my boy. Happy birthday.
Is it just me, or is Cenat acting different? Really, this doesn't even seem like the same person at all. It really doesn't to me.
Do y'all want this nigga to be a robot and never feel nothing? Y'all just want him to tap dance and entertain y'all and jump around and scream and like be hyped. That's what y'all want? But when someone's being real and showing real emotion, it's like, this is not the normal Cenat that I'm used to. People are sick.
Does it to you? Something weird is going on now. I know that he's supposedly dealing with mental health issues, and I get that. That is no joke, you know, when you deal with stuff, mentally. But something weird is going on with him.
Right.
Something really does seem different. And I know there's those rumors out there of him and, Diddy, being related or whatever. Right. Obviously, that's just a rumor. I'm just, joking around, right? But there is definitely something going on with Cenat recently. And I know that I'm not the only one to notice this.
I think one of the reasons why people are even having these types of conversations is because people just don't open up. First and foremost, he is a man, and that is not something that men do. They don't have these candid conversations. You're coming off as weak. You're coming off as soft. You're coming off as a beta if you do talk about your mental emotions and the things that you have going on in your own personal life. Number 2 and 3, he's rich and he's famous. There's been a lot of criticism online recently about rich and famous people giving any sorts of complaints to the average American citizen, specifically due to the fact that there's an ever-growing disparity in wealth growing into this
That's
nation.
not even a complaint, though. He's being honest. So he's just saying, like, hey, I've been going through some struggles. This is why I've been going. Meezy said he hadn't streamed in 2 months. So it's like, hey, this is what I'm experiencing. I'm just being honest with y'all. It's my birthday. Thanks for the love, but this is what I've been going through. I'm trying to come back better than ever. That's not even a complaint. So you can't be like, oh, he crying, he looking for sympathy. Where? Like, that wasn't even him complaining about anything.
The average everyday working person doesn't want to hear anything from these rich and hoity-toity content creators that seemingly prop open their laptops, prop open their computers, fire up OBS, and get to streaming and reacting and screaming and jumping up and down. The problem with that, though, is that rich and famous people go through mental health issues all the time. These are the people that turn to drugs. These are the people that turn to sex and debauchery. These are the people that turn to alcohol. These are the people that turn to vices.
Diddy was trying to fuck the pain away, and he was also on drugs. If you saw the doc, they talked about him being on drugs all the time, him being high all the time, and that meant a billionaire, got all this money, but that don't mean anything.
Over and over again, and they can afford to fund those habits. And I'm glad that other content creators are stepping up, making that a reality for other people to see that everybody deals with mental health issues, and it doesn't matter if you're rich or if you're famous.
Is struggling with mental health. Maybe I just don't understand what the fuck is going on. Maybe I'm stupid.
Yeah, you are fucking stupid.
Exactly.
Really,
Come on,
you're really fucking stupid, actually.
Thank you.
Do humans think that money just makes everything go? Like, brother, he's not a robot.
Hello.
Just because you have money doesn't mean that you, don't go through human things.
It's not just Lacey. A lot of content creators, even ones that people would consider to be enemies of Cenat, if you let the Twitter communities talk about it, came to his defense. And I think it's interesting who I'm about to show, because these are people who have had to go through their own trials, tribulations, whether it be self-inflicted, whether it be community-inflicted, whatever the case may be, that come to defense of him, saying different things like, mental health is real. It's stuff that they've had to deal with. It is actually hard to a certain degree. It may be different hard, but it is hard to be in this limelight all the time.
This is exactly why a nigga be saying his mental health off. Because he log on to any fucking social media and it's a bunch of niggas that he ain't never done nothing to, hating all day long. I'm having fucking flashbacks of fucking being the littest nigga on Twitter, and it's just so many niggas hating every single day. Like, that shit used to drain the fuck out of me. Like, I'm just trying to understand. Like, I'm not even on some caper shit, but this shit actually be pissing me off.
So you gotta take a step back.
What the fuck did this nigga do to deserve any of this fucking hate?
Let me just speak some real shit real quick. Twitter's on everyone's ass. I don't know what it is nowadays. You know, I supported X and Elon buying it, but it's just something wrong with it right now, bro. You guys can all agree. So toxic. Even when Kai was speaking about mental health. Kai's speaking about mental health and about reading books, and people are finding some type of way to get mad and upset about that, and that's crazy to me.
Ryan brought 50K bang on this nigga birthday. You're hating on the nigga. Twitter's a dark place, bro. It's an evil place. Don't scroll for too long. This nigga's so inauthentic now. Okay, so this nigga's been gone since September. How the fuck do you know what he's like?
Exactly.
How do you know he's being inauthentic? How do you know? You don't know the nigga. You never met him.
Now, while it is great to see a community of like-minded individuals, people that I would probably classify as his peers come together and surround Cenat with some sorts of words of encouragement, I can't help but continuously scroll. At this point, I am totally finished with the internet. Like, I feel like we're doomed. Some of the stuff that people are coming up with and saying about Kai, these conspiracy theories, just have my jaw dropped. Like, I share the internet with these people. I share the roadways with these people. I vote with these people. When I say they're trying to find anything and everything to discredit him, just take a look at this. Just take a look at this.
Diddy traded consciousnesses with Kai Cenat. Yeah, that's what happened. They put Diddy.
You need some fucking chapstick first off before you hop on this app in my face with your crusty ass lips and go brush your teeth. It don't look like you have. Recently, I see the plaque build up. This is a mental illness. People are mentally ill. That's the issue. Is that online, there are so many mentally ill and special needs people lurking. So you have to understand that, and this is why there needs to be a safe distance. Okay? Kai took his distance. This is why he took some months off. You gotta create a distance. My distance is not reading my comments. I can't, because that does start to fuck up your mental. People are sick in the head and say the weirdest shit. So you have to stay clear of people like this. So a lot of mental illness is lurking. This is sad.
Consciousness into him.
How does that mean?
Ain't no ifs, ands, or buts. Ain't no allegedly.
How does that
This is what I know. So those jokes at the Streamer University wasn't actually technically jokes. They're just putting it in your face because they have to. So yeah, look forward to, like I said, someone coming unalived. Look forward to a whole bunch of allegations and different things starting. Look forward to all kinds of Diddy activities. Just look forward to it. But yeah, that's what's going on.
Mind you, these are not one-offs. Not only are people agreeing with these different creators and would think that all the IP addresses would link to one loony bin, but no, these are spread across the world. There are other people that are creating content around this same tone of theories about Kai and him being tied to Diddy or him being cloned or just stuff that's gonna make your brain melt.
Something feels off about Kai.
Look at the trend. The people who have this to say, just look at them. Just look at the crust flaking off of them. Just crusty people who don't look like they wash their ass on a regular basis. They look like they're rotting in their mama basement. That's what it's giving. This is sad.
Man, guys, he's talking different, he's moving different, and I understand that people go through, mental health issues and has nothing to play with. But I never kind of understand how can you be so successful, barely any worries, and I didn't think he was going through anything, to be honest with you. I don't know, guys. He's been a little different since that Streamer Awards. He's been moving different. Even I Show Speed been trying to get in contact with him. Now he's acting like he doesn't even want to talk to him. So I'm just asking a question that everybody's asking. What is going on with Kai Cenat? This new version of him is cool, but he looks different. He sounds different. And to be honest with you, it looks like he's reading off of a script. Why is he looking down if he's talking to the camera?
So they wrote the joke to tell Kai Cenat that he was Diddy. They probably pre-informed him on the joke before it happened, right? He reacts to the joke. Ty Lil grabs the mic and speaks out for his friend, right? Now they're making a narrative that the industry is attacking Kai Cenat because I don't know what narrative y'all trying to make. Kai Cenat is signed to UTA. There's nothing wrong he can do. DD even said there's nothing Kai Cenat can do wrong. What? So when they're trying to big out his friend, that's a part of boosting he's about to drop something. Y'all don't know how this shit go. It's easy to stage a hit. It's easy to stage a hit.
Are we noticing the trend with the teeth? Are we noticing? Pay attention. Stay woke.
For a long time. They've been doing content on y'all for a long time. But y'all watching Twitch Stream Awards and think it's real. Y'all Y'all are bots.
Bro, I'm done. I even saw one that talked about how Kai Cenat is a clone because clones can't have dreads, which I didn't know that there were new rules to the cloning game. This is something that I never thought about, even that clones can't grow dreads. I don't know the science behind it, but that's what they're saying. I think about when I was a young person that existed on the internet, and then I saw some of my favorite content creators or people that I thought were funny or whatever kind of disappear. And now I totally get it. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. No questions as to why. I get why people disappear from the internet. It's because of stuff like this. Some of these people are mentally unwell, but some of these people have true hate and resentment in their heart about a man who set up a camera one day and decided to record a video and ultimately got fame and fortune out of it. It's a shame that at a certain point you no longer exist in the realm of reality, not because you don't want to, not because you're high out of your mind, not because, you've taken yourself out of that, but because the masses have decided that you can no longer relate to us, we can no longer relate to you, and for that specific reason, I'm going to put an immeasurable amount of hate on you, to the tune of me creating fake conspiracy theories about you switching consciousness with P. Diddy. These are the dangers of the internet. Some of these people need to be checked out. But ultimately, if this was said about you, I think you could ultimately see why your mental health could be at risk here.
This is really sad, but unfortunately this is, the state of the internet, which is why you just have to create that safe distance, because people are sick in the head. And I've experienced it even on my small level, so I can only imagine what Kai has to deal with at his level. He's like one of the top streamers and like super popular, got all this fame in such a short period of time. I can only imagine the pressure on him and all of, the negativity that people throw at him. That's gonna weigh heavy on you at some point. So for people to act like they don't understand this, and well, you have money, like that's gonna solve everything, is just so bizarre. But I wish him well. I hope that he can overcome this and just create that distance. I feel like that's so much harder to do though while you're a streamer, because the chat is just popping up right in your face, so you're seeing everything that people are saying about you. It's not like you can post a video and just like whatever I posted about, I'm about to go on about my day. It's very different as a streamer, so I can only imagine. But yeah, it's really sad that people want to tear him down. This is ridiculous. Y'all let me know what y'all think, and I'll see y'all on the next one. Bye.